Joshua does battle with the Amorites in Gibeon, somewhere north of Jerusalem. Not only does Joshua and his army rout the enemy army, but as they flee the field, God himself rains down hailstones upon them. So God's right there with Joshua. You know, Joshua is like with the swords and the arrows, and then you got God throwing hailstones. So, I mean, that's a pretty good, ace in the pocket, right? So they kill, God kills more of them than the Israelites kill, so that's, what an awesome badass. The Old Testament, right? Good old-fashioned wrath of God stories. This is from listserv.com. The fight apparently seemed to Joshua as if it would take so long given the huge numbers of men. Joshua entreated the Lord to stop the sun and the moon so that the day would last long enough for the Israelites to do their thing. Most importantly, Joshua had arranged his army to attack with the sun at its back. Classic field, tactic. Classic. So there's 12 hours of midday sun, no shadows, and it doesn't go away. 12 more hours of midday sun, and then the next day begins anyways. So 12 more hours of sun. So the sun just stays on all night. So essentially, God just stops the earth from rotating. And that's, what a great gift that God gives, to Joshua so he could murder as many Amorites in Gibeon as possible. Now, the Amorites in Gibeon must have been the most evil people ever. I mean, God is he doesn't help people in distress like the Holocaust. He's sleeping during the Holocaust. But in the battle with the Amorites in Gibeon, he's right there murdering motherfuckers, right? Just left and right, just killing them, all these poor Amorites in Gibeon. And so that's a pretty crazy miracle that's in the Bible. Here's something, the light distances in space is so far, we don't use miles and meters, we use the light year. And the light year is the distance light travels in a year. In 1 second, a beam of light will travel 186,000 miles. So light years is very long. The nearest star other than our sun is called Proxima Centauri, also known as Alpha Centauri C, which is about 4 light years away. So that is so far away that even with the fastest spaceship on the drawing boards today, a trip to it would take about 10,000 years. So we won't ever see the stars in our lifetime. We won't ever be able to have a human go to 10,000 years. If we were putting people on board the spaceship, we'd have to have them reproducing over and over again until 10,000 years, and then eventually they'd have to transmit that information back to us. So just to give you an idea of how big space is. Numbers 22:21, without hearing Eddie Murphy's voice, Balaam may be the biggest goof in the Bible. He tries to curse the Israelites 3 times, and 3 times God changes his curses to blessings. So Balaam, I curse the Israelites. Nope, blessings. That God, man. Then this is after he had a vision of an angel standing in the road. After his donkey sees it first and refuses to go near it. Donkeys are quite smart, and this story is written quite accurately to that end. 3 times the donkey refuses, and 3 times Balaam beats it. He sees a fucking angel. Now I'm not going to go to the angel. And then the Lord opened the donkey's mouth, and the donkey says to Balaam, "What have I done to you to make me beat me these 3 times?" And Balaam answered the donkey, "You made a fool of me. If I had a sword in my hand, I'd kill you right now." The donkey says, "Am I not your donkey, which you have always ridden to this day? Have I been in the habit of doing this to you?" And Balaam's like, "No." He's like real sheepish about it. "No, I guess not." Then Balaam's eye. The Lord opens Balaam's eyes, and he saw the angel of the Lord standing in the road with his sword drawn. So he bowed low and fell face down. First he sees an angel, then he sees the angel of the Lord. So I guess those are different angels. The angel of the Lord asked him, "Why have you beaten your donkey these 3 times? I come here to oppose you because your path is a reckless one before me. The donkey saw me, turned away from me these 3 times. If she had not turned away, I would have killed you by now. But I would have spared her." So, only the donkey, and then Balaam can see the angel, but the donkey opens her mouth and speaks Hebrew, perfect Hebrew with proper grammar. So that's classic God, classic Old Testament, Bronze Age bullshit with the fucking miracles and shit. Read some science, read Stephen Hawkins, understand your fucking world, quit reinforcing your dumb, your fucking backwards ideology with this dumb horse shit. Jesus Christ, God.